Good night. My name is Nomi Madeleine Peralta del Pozo, and I'm going to talk about the importance of the implications of discourse analysis in EFL teaching. I have five keys reasons. And the first one is moving for grammatical competence to communicative competence. And this is because this pushes the boundary to suprasentential language and explains why a speaker chooses a specific structure based on the context they have. So, for example, when we are teaching our students the past tense, we not focusing only in sentences that is like it's raining, I brought an umbrella. No, it's more like using connectors because this is how people speak in real life. For example, because it's raining, I bought an umbrella. This is more it is not it's well structured and helps understand how people talk in real life. The second one is understanding speech acts and pragmatics, and this is that tells the difference between literal meaning and intended meaning, because obviously like all of these fun because of the context. For example, when we are teaching our students, we can teach about idioms when I say it's raining cats and dogs. So we need to teach our students that this is not a literal meaning. It's not literally raining cats and dogs. It's just an idiom and an expression to say that the rain is really strong. And like even context in real life, when people says close the window, this is an order. But I can say, can you please close the window because it's cold? This is like a petition. Okay. Next, mastering the rules of conversation, the spoken discourse. As I said, in real life, we don't talk like in the books because these conversations are rigid and unnatural. That's not how people talk in real life. We need to analyze authentic spoken. But this is a really easy teaching because you can use role plays using a lot of role plays. They put like any situation when they speak in their native language, just only English, like and teaching them to say, right, oh my God, that is serious. That expressions are for real people when they're talking. Developing gender awareness. Different context requires different type of text. This is not a genders. So there is a gender when I write a letter, for example, to my boss, when I write an email, when I text to my mother or my partner. So we need to teach how context works when we are writing. So teaching this is very easy. So you just put your students to do some letters. And finally, fostering critical language awareness. So because language is never neutral, there is power, ideology, cultures, everything. Language is powerful. So this helps advanced EFL student look at this critically. For example, we can use real articles in news from the US or English speakers, so we can know how that same news is written differently and even explained differently depending on where it's published. So, thank you.